без своей. Хорошо. Спектакль на английском языке. С двух действий. Первый идет 40 минут. Антракт договоримся сейчас 10 минут. Второй тоже 40 минут. Я очень надеюсь, что все пройдет сегодня без сюрпризов, потому что когда мы сегодня с утра репетировали, вы поверите, у нас здесь все обесточено. В общем, была авария, мы срочно все покидали из других мест. В общем, удачи нам всем, и актерам, и зрителям. И самое последнее, телефоны включите вот прямо сейчас. Вот сюда, Саша, прошу. Ага, ну вот девушка что-то там нашла, что цвета. В общем, мы можем начать. Дальше.
Thank you. Child, I would really suggest you to try this one. It's really good.
Oh, you're absolutely kidding.
Every morning for this fresh water.
I hope. Mr. Berling has the best taste. I
Oh.
must tell you. So, ladies first, yeah? Oh, typical ladies first, sir.
Yeah, of course.
Good manners, of course.
And the apples, yes.
Yeah.
We have our own garden.
Ah, come on.
Yes.
I'm so happy that I could come.
Thank you so much, darling.
Gerald, my boy, is the little sir.
It's really good.
It's amazing. It's amazing. We're out to meet you tonight.
Thank you for joining
Eric,
us. Really,
be careful
you're
with nothing,
always
okay?
welcome. You know, so you know
Doesn't
how.
she quite beautiful?
Thank you so much.
I know. But I really hope that we could continue. And
Oh yeah. I have no doubts.
So?
No doubts, absolutely.
who will propose a toast? Gerald, so probably you could make a toast. You're part of our family now.
Yeah, except for last summer when, you know, it came near me and I wondered what happened to you, darling.
Sheila, I told you, I've been awfully busy at work all the time. So, thank you for such an honor, Mr. Berling. I would love to say something, but later. Okay.
Arthur, maybe you will propose a toast as the head of the
That's
family.
Well, you know, darling, I made so many toasts today. But probably our son could say something. Eric?
Well, thanks for honor, Dad, but let Grandma make a toast. Look, she's older than anyone in here.
Yeah, right.
And look at this food.
Oh, Mom! He's acting on the answer. Hilarious.
Oh, asleep as usual.
Wake up.
Don't worry about it. Don't wake the elderly. By the way, can you remember the toast she made on Christmas?
That's what I was expecting to go to. She's really good. She makes so long toast, you know.
Oh my God. She has reached the end of her road.
What? Sheila, bring your mom some water.
Now, why did this have to happen today?
Joseph, all right.
The doctor just came yesterday. He said everything was fine. Arthur, please say something.
Don't worry, not seems to be like she's dead. Don't fall asleep. It's all right. I'm sorry, Sheila. These things happen. These things happen. We're the best of us. All right. What a tragedy. It's not. Oh my God. Quiet! Hello? Inspector? This is Mr. Berling. We have a misfortune occurring in our house. Yes. Please send someone as quick as you can. Thank you. Somebody is coming. Somebody is coming. The inspector's on his way, I'm already here.
Inspector,
Darling!
let's drink. Let's drink.
What?
Let's drink to grandma.
When you drink for the dead, you don't clean glasses.
Yes, Eric. Eric, son, are you okay? Mom, you have a terrible sense of humor.
I can't stand it!
They don't drink for the dead.
What do you mean, Eric? Say something to Cheryl. Please, your name.
You like it?
Interesting lady. Well, sorry, Gerald,
I'm so sorry.
but the inheritance of our family has not yet been passed on to you. It's alright.
Yes.
Well, there is something I'd like to mention. You know, when you'll be marrying is a very good time. Good times are ahead.
I believe you're right, sir.
But what about war?
Eric.
I'm glad you mentioned Eric. Well, I say it's all nonsense. Germans don't want war.
Exactly.
Nobody wants war. The world's developing so fast that the war seems to be impossible. And look at the progress we're making. For instance, ships, yeah? One good old friend of mine, by the way, took a ticket to this new liner last week, the Titanic.
TT, what?
Titanic. I have a ticket.
That's enough.
That's bad.
Jokes.
Come on, where would you get money for this?
I won't tell you. It's my secret.
You're there alone?
Not alone. My friend.
Mom, but,
was waiting for me there.
okay, he's waiting there, but it would be a long journey. It's dangerous.
Come on, honey, I'll take care of this.
Sir, back to what you were saying earlier. To the progress.
Oh, yeah, that's too
Who is this young, handsome guy?
Hello. My name's Gerald. I'm your granddaughter's
He's taken.
friend.
Nice to meet you, Gerald.
So nice to meet you. Everybody, I finally have a toast.
Oh.
To your wonderful family. And as a continuation of that toast, I would like to play a beautiful melody for the beautiful Sheila.
Oh.
Beverly, will you marry me?
Oh,
Doesn't matter. I love you so much.
well, now my boy, you should definitely drink face to face.
And now, all the ladies will leave this room and let you leave your man alone. Eric? I will not see you. No, it won't take long. It's just a couple of minutes. Please. I will need your help. Sure.
A cigarette.
No, thank you. I can't really enjoy them.
You know, I like smoking cigarettes sometimes. Oh, it doesn't work. Report?
No.
Thanks. I have a good one, you know. Ah, shit. You good?
No. I'm good. Thank you.
That's good. Well, honestly, there is a thing I'd like to mention in strict compliment. See, you know your mother, Lady Croft, and I think she thinks that you could have done a better for yourself socially.
No, sir, come on.
Come on, Gerald, it's okay. Well, she came from an old country family, landed people and so forth, so it's only natural. But what I really wanted to say is that there is a fair chance that I might find my way into the next honors list. Just a knighthood, of course.
Knighthood? I should say congratulations, sir. We must
Thank you, Gerald. Sit.
celebrate.
Yeah. And you know, because of this great chance, I think we should stay out of trouble. You know, police,
Please, come on, sir.
Kurds,
No.
or start a scandal.
Yeah, no way, sir. You seem like a nice, well-behaved family.
Yeah, I hope we are. But don't mention it to anyone yet.
Not even to my mother. I know she would be delighted.
Well, you know, we can drop a hint.
All right, sir.
But I promise you, we'll behave ourselves good.
Okay, sir. Well, it's amazing to hear about your knighthood. I must say.
Police inspector.
Police inspector.
Oh, Eric, my boy! You want to hear us? Come on, come in.
What are you laughing at? What's the joke?
Joke? Yeah, actually, I know one joke. See. Come on, come close. Come on, come closer, guys. Let me show you. A joke, yeah. Oh, ha! A cock sees a chicken.
Wait, cock?
Yes, Eric, a cock. You know that word? A cock sees a chicken in the yard and starts running after it. He ran and ran, but couldn't catch up with the chicken. An old woman comes out and throws out chicken's food. Yeah? A cock stops attacking chicken and attacks the food. An old man who observed all of this turns to the old woman and says, God help me if I'm ever that hungry! Well, there is a point. I don't want to lecture you two young fellows again, but take my word. I learned it from a good hard school of experience. A real man has to mind his own business, look after himself and his own family.
Please, sir.
And you have to keep it in mind until the day you both die. You got it? I can't hear!
Got
We got it, Dad.
An inspector.
An inspector? Oh. Yeah, an inspector. It's about our Granny Rose. Thank you, Adam. Show him in here.
Sure.
Oh, our Granny Rose. Granny Rose. So many things happened to her, yeah? By the way, I remember last summer, Eric pretended to have several boyfriends, put on different clothes, and she always dressed up and went on dates and didn't even understand that it was him.
Dad, stop it. Don't tell it to Joe.
Honestly, I can't understand how she didn't recognize him.
Yeah. What's the name of your granny again?
Rose! Rose!
Inspector Gould.
Oh! Come here, Inspector. Make a guest coffee. Want a glass of port or little whiskey?
No, thank you, sir. I'm on duty.
I see. Well, honestly, Inspector, we called you here in vain. Our Granny Rose decided, unfortunately, or fortunately, not to die. And so, here is the problem. You're new, aren't you?
Yes. Only recently transferred.
Oh, I know the Brimley police officers pretty well, and I didn't recognize you. Well, probably bored?
No. Well, I'm glad your Granny Rose is alive, but I'm here for a different reason.
Oh, okay. But before we start, let me introduce you my future son-in-law, Gerald Croft. By the way, he's a talented musician.
No, sir, come on now.
Come on, could you play something for us, huh? Show your talent to our inspector. Sure. Thank you. Eric, go ask Edna when she brings the dessert. Good, isn't it? Here we go. So, what's the other reason? How can I help you?
2 hours ago, a young woman died in the infirmary. She'd been taken there because this afternoon she'd swallowed a large amount of disinfectant. It burned her insides out, of course. She was in great agony, and they did everything they could there, but they couldn't save her. It was suicide.
What did you just say? Suicide?
Yeah, horrid business. But honestly, Inspector, I cannot understand how my family could help you.
And we'll bring the desserts.
I've been round to the room she had, and she left a letter there and a sort of a diary.
Like a lot of these young women who get into various kinds of trouble, she used more than one name. But her real name, her original name, was Eva Smith.
Eva Smith?
Do you remember her, Mr. Berlin?
Well, I seem to hear this name somewhere, but it doesn't mean anything to me.
She was employed in your factory at one time.
Oh, that's it, is it? Ha! We have several hundred young women there, and they keep changing, you know?
This young woman, Eva Smith, was out of ordinary. I found a photograph of her at her lodgings.
A photograph?
Yes, perhaps you'd remember her from that.
I would love to see the girl's photo too, Inspector. Any particular reason why I shouldn't see this girl's photograph?
There might be.
And the same applies to me, I suppose.
Yes.
Well, I can't imagine what that might be.
Well, I must say, I agree with them, Inspector.
It's just the way I like to do my work. One person and one line of inquiry at a time. Otherwise there's a model. So, do you remember her now, Mr. Berlin?
Well, yeah. She worked in my factory nearly 2 years ago.
And you discharged her. Is that why she committed suicide then?
Yes. Yes. I discharged her. Well, as I said, it was nearly 2 years ago now, in the nearly autumn of 1910.
Yes. And what happened next?
Mr. Berlin, why can't you raise the salaries? You know that in other factories they pay their 25 shillings, and you pay us only 23.
Well, you know, young lady, I could increase your salaries if you didn't decide once to go on strike.
A strike?
Yeah, a strike.
But I just want justice for everyone.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, everyone in a couple of days decided to go back to work. And you as well.
What good workers?
Yeah. And honestly, I don't want to see you anymore.
But Mr. Berlin, I will have nothing to live on. I need money. Please.
It doesn't bother me. By the way, I just signed an order for your dismissal. Well, here is the story.
You couldn't have done anything else, sir.
Yeah.
But I guess he could. He could have kept her.
Rubbish, Eric. If you don't come down on people like this, they soon will prefer an earth. I should say so.
They might. But after all, it's better to ask for the earth than to take it.
How did you say your name was, Inspector? go? And how do you get on with Colonel Roberts? Huh?
I don't see much of him.
Yeah? I ought to warn you that I played golf with him, and he is a good old friend of mine.
I don't play golf.
But this girl, Eva Smith, I mean, why shouldn't they try for higher wages? She was a good worker, you said it yourself, Dad.
You know, Eric, I think we don't have to explain to our dear inspector anything more. Huh. And do you even know what happened to her then? Go on the streets? Get into trouble or something? Huh?
No, she didn't exactly go on the streets.
Gerald! Look at my wedding dress. Oh, isn't it gorgeous? It was my mom's. What's going on?
Nothing to do with you, Sheila. Run along. Run along!
No, wait a minute, Miss Berlin. We have an unfinished business.
Well, how my daughter grabbed into this.
What's happening?
Well, Sheila, it seems like there's
Excuse me, Mr. Croft. Let me talk. Sit down, please. Look here. I'm a police inspector.
Inspector?
Look here! Yes. And this afternoon, a young woman drank some disinfectant.
Don't!
How horrible. Was it an accident?
No. She wanted to end her life. She felt she couldn't go any longer.
Don't tell me that come on, Sheila, that this is because I discharged her nearly 2 years ago now.
It started it, Dad.
Did you?
Yes, the girl was causing some problems. And I discharged her. And I was quite
I
justified.
believe you were, sir, and I know we would have done the same thing. Don't look like that, Sheila.
But, sorry, I can't stop thinking about this girl. What was she like? Quite young?
Yes. 24.
Pretty?
She wasn't pretty when I saw her today. But she had been pretty. Very pretty.
That's enough!
I don't really see how this inquiry gets you anywhere, Inspector. Come on, Sheila. It's what's happened to her since she's left Mr. Berling's factory, which is important.
That's what I suggested a couple of seconds ago.
And we can't help you there because we don't know.
Are you sure you don't know?
Do you want to say that one of them knows this girl?
Yes.
So you didn't just to come just to see me then?
No.
Well, here is the difference. Honestly, if I knew it, I wouldn't talk to you this way. But are you sure with the facts?
Some of them, yes.
I think they don't. They cannot help you.
The girl is dead, though.
You talk as if we were responsible.
Rubbish, Sheila. So, what happened to this girl next?
Do you mind if I open the window? So yes, I know. She was out of work for the next 2 months. Both her parents were dead, so she had no home to go back to. And she couldn't stay much out of what Berlin and Company had paid her. So after 2 months, with no work, no money coming in, she had a lucky break and started working at this fancy clothing store, Millward's.
Millwood?
Yes, Millward's.
We go there. In fact, I was there that afternoon. For your benefit. She might have been lucky to work there, wasn't she?
That's what she thought. It happened that at the beginning of December last year, 1910, there was a good deal of influenza about, and Millward suddenly found themselves short-handed. So that gave her a chance. She enjoyed being among pretty clothes. It was a nice change from the factory. But soon she had to leave because a customer complained about her.
A customer. When was that?
End of January last year.
What would she look like?
Well, if you come over here, I can show you.
What's wrong with you, Sheila?
You know, Inspector, I'd like to see that photograph too now.
All in good time.
You know, I don't really see why. You come in here and upset her, and it's getting on my nerves. We're good, respectable citizens. I'm Gerald Croft. This is Mr. Burling, and if you think you'll spend one more...
Stop! So, am I responsible?
Oh. So, now you have something to say.
Wonderful, yes. This is exactly what I wanted. Sheila, look at this. You have to try it.
This is my dress. Look
No,
at
this
this.
is...
No, it's so pretty. Oh, it's flowing.
Look at this.
It's
It
nice.
will never fit you.
No, I
Now,
love
think
it.
about it. Please.
What? Let me
It's
try it
not
on.
yes, please. Don't talk to me in that manner. Hold me.
No, it's a
I will
pastel.
show you. I'll show you. Excuse me, babe. Yeah. Okay. So look, Sheila, please look.
No.
Pay some attention to what I'm saying. I'm sorry. So now look at this. This is exactly the body this dress was made for. Look at this contrast between the skin color and the hair.
It's exactly like mine! Because it's my dress, Mother! God! Listen to me.
Please look at
It's
the
just
mirror. You
perfect.
realize it's not
You
the
don't
dress, but
understand.
try the one that I showed you, please.
It's perfect. I'm sorry. Did I say something funny? What? No, it just was my car. You bitch! And then I called the manager and I told them that if they wouldn't get rid of the girl, I would never ever go there again, that I would convince my mother to close the account with them, and oh God, oh.
Why did you do that?
Because I was furious and I thought she was laughing at me. I couldn't.
In fact, in a way we could say you were jealous of her.
Yes, I suppose so.
And you used the power you had just because she made
No,
you
no.
feel that way.
Oh yes, but it didn't seem like anything horrible at the time. If I could help her now, I would, but I can't.
Yes, but you can't. It's too late. She's dead.
God, it's a bit thick when you come to
Shut up, Eric! It was the never done anything like this again, and I would never ever do something like this to anybody. Why did this happen?
That's what I asked myself when I first saw the dead girl. And that's why I'm not leaving until I know all the answers. So, after all that happened to her, she had to try something absolutely new. First, she changed her name to Daisy Renton.
What? Антракт 10 минут.